weight loss, I'll open this up to either of you guys to answer first. I don't care who answers. What are some things that you would focus on if you had the goal of losing weight? And when I say weight, I should say fat. So losing fat, because those two things are different. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are a few things, or we can even go one thing, and we could all just pick one thing down the line of what's a big factor you would focus on when trying to burn fat?
For nutrition?
Anything.
HIIT training in the morning.
So you're saying like fasted cardio?
Yes. I think that's big time.
Okay, so that'd be your number one? Your number one thing?
That's the first thing that came to my head.
Okay, fine. All right. So what do you call, or what would you say is HIIT training in the morning? Like, how to break that down to us a little bit.
I would say I go right into jump ropes,
So wait, back it up. So we're waking up in the morning. We haven't ate since when? Doesn't matter. Just first thing in the morning, we're hopping in and getting a cardio session in.
I'm probably having a cup of coffee, glass of water.
Okay, water's big.
Warming up on the treadmill, 10-minute walk, incline. And then I'm getting right into ropes, probably going for 80 to 100.
Battle rope, so.
No, jump rope.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Then I would go into battle rope as far as maybe 15 slams, 30 seconds flutter. Then I would take a break for, say, a minute and a half, jump right back in, try to do 5 rounds of that.
Nice. Okay, and you don't count that as your workout. That's just like your cardio portion.
That's like in the morning.
And then later on.
Usually, dude, like I will walk for like an hour, and that's going to be like 2.5 miles.
Getting your steps.
Getting your steps.
Burning cows.
And got the TV in there. You saw, so you just
that's nice.
You know, a little Netflix. Really nice. It's like you're doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so fat loss. Tanner says cardio in the morning. Get your cardio done in the morning, and make it some kind of.
It's gotta have some high intensity.
Yeah. Okay, make it
Get the heart going.
Okay.
Yep.
Todd?
Intermittent fasting. I've said this
Huge.
like really honestly though, this is probably the most serious I've been with it, other than a time last year when I was trying to lose some fat for a vacation. But completely, because I'll still do the same thing. I will wake up and do some cardio in the morning, either walk, get steps in, but I'll be fasted. So usually my fasts are 16 hours. Stop eating at 8, don't eat the next day till noon, and I've lost fat and like pretty fast.
Yeah.
Pretty fast. So I think that's probably my go-to, and like a low carb diet.
I think those two pair well together.
Mm-hmm.
Intermittent fasting
like
and
perfect.
low carb. It's like kind
of said that first because I was like, those go hand in hand. I feel like.
And then what do you think of as far as pairing together intermittent fasting and low carb? I almost feel like that's easy too. Like you almost want to. You almost feel like you're healthy when you're intermittent fasting, and so it like almost makes you make healthier decisions most of the time. I know you might be like really hungry because sometimes
I feel like your mind's more clear.
I function way better.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
Not cloudy.
No, like just how I said. So today for lunch we had more carbs than I usually have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I immediately wanted to take a nap.
I
wanted to sleep. I felt like groggy. Like it's just crazy.
Good.
Yeah, I did.
Mental toughness.
Yeah, when you're fasting and you go low carb, I feel like you don't hit that midday, like, oh, I'm tired all of a sudden. Like, you shouldn't have to just be tired all of a sudden in the middle of the day. Like, there's no reason to just hit a wall in the middle.
Yeah, because I think exercise, especially in the morning, that boosts my energy
I
for
feel
the rest
good.
of the day. Like, okay, what can I get done now?
Mm-hmm.
Those two things, I'm glad you guys both said those because I completely agree. But those make you feel a lot better, but they also shape the rest of your day, man. Like, they literally shape the decisions you make for the rest of your day.
100.
And I was gonna build off kind of both of those things a little bit. I was gonna say your nutrition choices, as far as just eating real life, whole, not super processed food as much as you can. You're eating your vegetables, you're eating your meats, you're eating your eggs, things like that. Protein shakes, if you got to do your protein shakes, or how you make some pretty crazy shakes.
Those smoothies, I like them.
Yeah, and he makes some good ones, and those are.
What do you usually? Yeah, what do you usually have?
Walk through those.
So my post shake I usually do is like 8 ounces of almond milk, chia seeds, flaxseed,
Healthy fat, fiber.
Yep. Then do like either cherries, blackberries, and blueberries with a banana because that always helps the smoothie blend better. And then I'll do like a whole fat Greek yogurt.
Oh yeah.
And then spinach. and maybe sometimes I throw a little peanut butter in there.
Dang, that's
So it's a
solid.
power
Holy
smoothie, man,
smokes.
for real.
Yeah, it's loaded up.
That's
Man.
awesome.
And there was a while there that I was doing those like 2 times a day with my 3 whole meals on top of that.
Heck yeah.
But like for weight loss, I don't know that I'd eat that
No,
much,
agreed.
you know?
Yeah.
And my other thing was just like prioritize getting your steps. You know, like we had to do a lot of walking and stuff this year for golf when Corona was going on.
Killing it.
So we'd walk 18 holes to get like 17,000 steps. You got weight on your back. Just going out and finding a way to get those. It doesn't have to be like
chasing your ball all over the course.
Yeah, like
the fairway.
It doesn't have to be like planned exercise, you know. Even if you plan on going to the store, it's a nice day out. Park way far away.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you get 500 extra steps that whole time,
You'll
but
be
that's
surprised
gonna
how
add
many
up.
people don't do that.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
get the
like-
closest spot, man. It's summertime. Let's get outside.
Yeah.
Let's walk a little.
Yeah, enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah, and I guess if you were to ask me that question and say it's someone who wants to lose weight for the first time or lose fat for the first time, I think just saying like getting your nutrition under wraps and getting your steps in would be the two,
Big
like, you know,
time.
very simple ways of you know being able to lose fat.
Yeah, I think it'd be.
You don't have to go to the extremes of intermittent fasting. There's a lot of people that lose weight just by you know cutting pop out of their diet or you know
Exactly.
cutting sugar, like watching their sugar.
There's levels to it, right? So if you're coming from like a very unhealthy place where you haven't really done resistance training or you haven't, you know, really exercised, you don't need to go from level 0 to level 100.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, through this game, it gets harder, right? Like the levels
Yeah,
get more difficult.
gains.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like for you to get to that next level, you're gonna have to start to give
Implement
up more
something.
things or add in more things. You know.
Yeah.
So I think if you look at it like that, like, hey, I'm at level 1 right now. It doesn't matter. You know, like don't feel bad about level 1. Just you're doing this for you, man. Like you're not doing it for other people. I'm at level 1. What do I have to do to get to level 2? Oh, I'm already at level 2. What do I have to do to get to level 3? And you just keep pounding out like brick by brick like that. And I think you're gonna have more long-term success, and you know it's gonna be lasting success that's sustainable because every level, like you kind of learn how to implement things into your lifestyle versus completely changing your life. You know, when you've
Upside
already
down.
when you've already developed these bad habits, whether it's eating, grocery shopping, whatever. Another tip though that I would say is when you're grocery shopping, just don't buy shit that you're gonna walk by or look in your cupboard and be like, man, I really want that.
a lot
man.
of that
Like,
at my house.
you have so much of that at your house,
know,
man.
it's tough.
But like, just if I see that stuff, ask Todd. I'm gonna eat it, man.
Yeah,
if I
man.
walk past it and I take a look,
So
and
it
it's
can't be
looking at
around
me.
you.
Yeah, I
Sight
gotta.
out of mine.
Yeah, I have to get it out of my face, man. And that's, you know, all these companies, all their marketing and advertising goes to, oh, you two and your posture.
Bro,
Sit up
I'm not
straight.
trying to.
I
walk
know,
out of
but
this
it's
thing
hard,
looking
bro.
like
It's hard.
the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It's tough.
Jeez, man.
But,
Goddamn
you know,
beach
like
ball.
all the candies, if you look at all the candies and stuff, they're marketing, you know, with their packages, it's like all these bright colors and the fruity little flavors and everything like that.
For sure.
They're
have it down,
winning, man.
They
They're
have it
winning
down.
you
Your eyes
psychologically.
eat first. That's what they tell the
So
well
best chefs,
said,
man.
It's so.
So with our training that we've been doing with those athletes, you know, I know we talked about this the other day, but it's crazy to see. We film almost everything we do,
Okay.
right? So we go through, if he's training or if Chris is training, you know, one of us will always have the camera.
It's a good
And we
idea.
film. Yeah, we're like, we want to get us coaching, we want to get these kids, you know, as they're going through the drills that we're doing, we want to have it so we can produce content later on. But what I'm trying to say is you can see them progressively get better as we watch, because we go back and we watch everything, like we watch them do their drills, and certain kids especially, like even the one kid, no need to say names, but you know who I'm talking about already. He's came
In like 2 sessions, we noticed a difference like right after the first session.
yeah,
While in the first session, really.
yeah.
Picked it up quick, and like a huge improvement.
It's very cool to see like how they cut, you know, how their footwork, what their footwork looks like from a Monday to a Wednesday. Like the difference between never coming in working with us at all to working with us two days in a row.
Bro, it's more fluid. It looks more natural.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's what I noticed with, you know, training the same kid that you're training.
Yeah.
Stuff you guys are implementing, stuff and I'm doing, that's helping him big time. Like, he had tight hips before, if you could recall.
Mhm.
And now he's getting his core where he's actually, oh, this fires my obliques, my lower abs. Like, he didn't know how to use any of that when he was running at all.
Right. Yeah. I'm pumped to see what he does. Hopefully, he's definitely got to get a little quicker, and his core's got to get a little stronger. But
And he's doing the right things to improve.
Yeah,
You
he's
know,
trying.
things. He's
He's
putting
doing
all
a lot of-
that into effect for sure.
Yeah, so what are you doing with your girls? So you have your girls. Give us like a quick rundown of what you're going to do, or just what a normal day is with you and your girls.
We try to mix it up, I guess, because I don't want to get like just doing the same stuff over and over, but we do some things that are every day to build to get better, I guess, more of our dynamic and our cone shuffling and coming out of cuts. You know, I think acceleration, change of speed in basketball is like the biggest thing. Like, I think a player who can change speeds, slow himself down, go to top speed after he slows himself down is better than a player who can go
fast, not
Usain Bolt, court to court, you know.
Completely agree.
So we do a lot of stuff with footwork, like I said. This week I got him outside and we can do some basketball. I took him to the elementary, so I'm trying to get, since we can't play any games against anybody, still have that feel in your hand, because when you don't use a basketball all the time, man, it can be foreign.
Yeah, because even if you have all the speed or the acceleration,
right.
you don't have a ball.
Yep.
I mean, I guess you have defensive players,
right,
which is good. But still, you know, having me too, it's totally me. But having a ball in your hand, yeah, definitely, that you need to have.
So I guess it's like a run through. They're girls, so I always like, and it's 7 a.m, so I let them walk a lap of 400 just to like get the blood flowing, let their talking and stuff, whatever they got to do going. And to be honest, they're pretty attentive. So then we go through like our dynamic warm up, our high knees, our butt kickers, our karaoke stuff in that sense. Then I like to put them through like body weight stuff. Like we'll do bear crawls, we'll do crab walks, we'll do wheelbarrows. Like
he makes this so tough, dude.
That's good though.
Yeah. I mean, just stuff to kind of challenge them, like I guess we're saying, but then we go into something as far as, we have weights too, so we'll do like explosive stuff, a squat into a press or a squat into a row. We use battle ropes, we use kettlebells, we use heavy ball.
You just bring all your stuff that you have?
Yeah, they are required to bring a basketball, jump rope, and then I have like a set of girls who brings like the same 6 dumbbells. So then we have them like only like up to 12. Like I don't want them to be doing anything crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And I would say the weightlifting portion of it is maybe like 20 minutes. But, because then I want to still get some ball handling in and some on the move stuff. So
how long do you guys usually go for?
Like an hour 15 to an hour 30.
Yeah. That's about what we end up being at. Yeah.
See, that's what's cool or like unique about him is because he's actually on the coaching staff. Because we've touched on this a lot. Is that so we're taking kids from kind of all over and, you know, trying to teach them things. I'm sure they're learning things. But it could be completely opposite of what their actual, like, you know, school coach teaches them.
Right.
So it's like hard to, you know, say, oh, listen to us. You know, we always push. Listen to your coaches first.
Yeah.
Hopefully you learn stuff here that maybe you can adapt a little bit with, with what your coach says. But you're right. You know, you're right there. So that's awesome.
Right. Well, I think you guys got a great approach, and like as a coach from that perspective, I would like love to have you guys come and work with my girls like one time to give them a different perspective, because I'm always telling them, be coachable, listen, want to get better, because there's always something you can learn, even from me. Like I can learn something from you, but like want to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You know.
No, that's something too that's been cool. Even with you, Chris, and I, and the same thing would happen if we squatted up, we helped your girls, or you came to one of our things. Is that like I've learned from Todd and I've learned from Chris too, and I for damn sure know that they've learned from me.
Oh, brush it off.
Totally.
But no, like
keep it humble.
Keep it 3 different looks.
Yeah, you do learn from each other, and everyone has a little bit of a different perspective. You know, Chris has a like very unique perspective. I'd say Todd and I with a lot of this stuff are on the same page. Like we have a lot of the same ideas and stuff, and then Chris brings in this other dynamic of like almost like a physical therapy-esque dynamic to what he does, like functional.
I was about to say functional, but I mean all of our stuff's pretty functional, but he's just
it's just different. He's just got a different like exercise library than we do for some of the stuff. So it's very cool to talk about it, think about what works and what doesn't work. You know, if any of us were to plan one of these workouts completely by ourselves, the workout would be completely different than what it is, which is cool, you know?
Yeah.
So like we really like just feed off of each other, get ideas, bounce around ideas. We get in arguments sometimes about why would we do that, you know? It's like same thing even when we're creating programs. We went down to Chris's a couple weeks ago and we just sat in his house for like hours and hours and hours talking about a couple of the programs we put together. It's like Chris would have an idea, maybe I wouldn't like it, so we would just start arguing, but not like arguing. Like,
yeah, but like on one exercise, we did this like for every single exercise we put in there. We were talking like 15 minutes about why we think that.
So everything is like
there.
very specifically put in certain places. You know what I mean? Like, this one thing just to be like, oh, I know 15 good exercises. Let's do all 15 exercises because they're good. But there's a shitload of good exercises.
Absolutely.
There's unlimited good exercises for the most part. But there's a time and a place and a why.
In
You know
order,
what I mean?
like in the order of why we chose. Let's
This
just say,
before this.
yeah. I mean, like we did today, walking lunges before.
Our front squat today.
Yeah. Which is like, it was so tough.
Which is probably backwards for most people.
Yeah.
It is, but I like that style of training because I think it gets you warmed up for that big movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially since we train so often, we're going to be ready to handle a bigger load after something like that.
Yes.
It might tire someone else out who hasn't been training like that,
Yes.
but I think it's awesome putting those exercises before your big compound movement. And then you're so warm, I think you can do it better.
Oh,
You
my
feel it.
personal-
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your legs are like firing after you do the walking lunges and stuff, and then you get under a bar.
My muscle connection from like lunges is legit.
Yeah.
And if you can take that into a big movement, as long with making strength in it, I think that's huge.
So what we experienced with
Where did we see this? Instagram? A video?
Yeah, somebody did it on Instagram,
yeah,
and
okay.
I was thinking about it. I'm like,
That's
dude,
sweet.
because a Bulgarian split squat. Because okay, think of a deadlift. Where's the weight? Always down, right? Like you're lifting the weight up with everything you do. And what's a squat? The weight is always coming from high to low.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you can't do a squat that's loaded from the bottom because you're standing up doing a deadlift. So we took the weight and front loaded it. So we would hold our dumbbells up and do the Bulgarian split squat.
Okay.
Completely different. It almost feels like a
Different
completely
feel.
different
Oh, yeah.
exercise.
Complete.
Really?
It's crazy, dude. And I think you get more glute this way.
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Swear. Yeah, it's very different. And I was like, well, I wonder.
I mean, just because here I can stay more upright than I do. Even though my chest is big here, my shoulders are still
Automatically
rounded forward.
dropping.
Always.
Yeah.
So it's like with the weight here, I can keep my shoulders back. I can keep all the weight back. And yeah.
So it's
like
a good
all
posture thing then too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
definitely. And you just think like, this is, to me, doing that Bulgarian split squat with the weight down by your side is more of a pull, which is like a deadlift, right? Like more of a pull, where this, it's still more of a push because you're like pushing to get it up instead of pulling to get it up.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
So we've
But
been
it's-
experimenting with that.
It's cool because I'm still doing both ways.
Same.
So like I still do it hanging, and now I implement these. If like I want to fire the glutes more than let's say the quad, I feel it in my, like when I hang them, I feel it in my quad like the whole time. Like, crazy.
It's just funny because training, we all know this, like this much of an adjustment in a certain exercise is night and day difference.
Yeah.
in the
What
way.
were you telling me about? You were lifting here,
Oh,
and Tanner said something to you just about a pinky.
yeah. So remember when we were doing the lat pulls?
The cues, man. I think
Yeah.
cues are huge.
That's why I told Todd, I was
crazy.
like, it's interesting looking with Tanner because we kind of like train each other as we lift a little bit. You know what I mean? We're like, do this, do that, try this, try that. And it's never like, why would I do that? Like we always just have like good conversation about it, and we do it. Like we never not like. There's not a time where I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like just do it. But I was doing lat pull, and I had my shirt off, so you could see like how my muscles were contracting and stuff. And you're like, dude, give me that left pinky a little bit more. Give me that left pinky a little bit more.
Fired. You could see it.
You
on
could
the-
see it in the
yeah.
video.
That quick.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and I felt it like crazy. But if I was by myself training, I'm just gonna continue pulling down how I am because I don't even know that that's not firing like it should.
Right, and it's like if you're trying to get shredded, let's say, and you're doing all your reps, missing that, like that's a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
In a workout.
Oh yeah,
You're
especially
missing
over
all of
time.
that. Yeah, exactly. I want to just backtrack just a second. So, do you guys think it's important to then like videotape yourself while working out, or having someone videotape you, or no?
100%, dude. Especially on
It
like,
definitely has benefits.
do I need you to film me curl? No.
No.
But should you film me squat, deadlift, maybe even bench press? You know, your bigger, like your multi-joint movements, I think for sure, dude, because you can just dissect it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if like on a bench press, you know, you want to learn where like your sticking point is. Where does the bar start to slow down or even stop? Like find that spot, go back, watch your video. You know, it's just like we talked about having athletes. When we make these videos, something that's cool is they get to watch themselves.
Yeah.
And you might feel like you're doing something a certain way, but once you see it, that is how it is.
Film tells all, man.
It doesn't
That's how
lie.
my girls.
Yeah.
Film tells all.
Have you? Oh yeah.
You can tell me,
Seen
coach, I was
yourself.
there and I did that screen, even though I'm seeing the whole game and no, you didn't. And then I'm gonna show you on film, not embarrass you, but hun, you did not screen, and that's what cost us not getting open because you didn't help your teammate.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just running movements to move. Like, there's a purpose behind it.
Yeah. That's huge, just having them watch themselves.
Yeah, dude, it's mind-blowing.
It is. I mean, because I remember just when I was in school and, playing sports and whatnot, and just seeing all these things that you thought you were doing, even if it was like, let's say, running a route, I thought I was, selling it or sticking, and it was like, dude, I just ran a straight line.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even do anything.
I look pretty easy to guard.
Yeah. So it's just so important.
Tell me this: did you guys watch a lot of film in high school with your coaches?
Dude, not with any intent. Not with any intent behind it. We would watch football every week, dude, but it was, oh, look at so, like, it was honestly like point and like laugh at something that happened. It was not
trying to get
constructive.
better. Oh,
It wasn't constructive film. I know you did in basketball, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you said you watched
because
it
you
how
have
many times a week?
Watch what?
Film.
Basketball.
Oh, dude, multiple times a day into the night, bro. Yeah, just trying to get any advantage we could, man.
See, that is awesome. Okay, an example of. All right, let me backtrack a little bit. We're still on the film topic, but in high school we didn't really watch it, right? And when we watched it, we didn't watch it with any intent. We watched it to, oh, that was a sweet play, or oh, look at so-and-so celebrating on the sidelines, or
It's
oh,
not
somebody
ESPN.
tripped.
We're not looking for highlights
No,
here. Like, what?
Yeah, we want to be constructive with it, and I never did that until I went to college. And that was a complete game changer for me. When I played in college, because you're in the film room 3 hours a day usually. You're in there an hour before practice, an hour in the morning, and then you have to watch some on your own, And that is when I was like, okay, wow, one misstep can be the difference between a touchdown and an interception.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Playing like DB, like one false read step or one step that you didn't have to take, but you're not conscious of it while you're doing it. But once you see it, you're like, okay, I did mess up there.
That's absolutely how I think like high school should break down film, is in groups. So college, they're DBs together, wide receivers together. Like, I know most high schools where we're from, people are playing multiple positions. It's just how it is. But I think that's like crucial to only watch, that specific spot that you're playing. Look at the guy you're like gonna be going up against. Find little, cheats, maybe how he lines up, or maybe how he dribbles the ball, whatever it is.
You could easily do that in high school too, because even
absolutely.
though we're from a smaller kind of area, so a lot of people do play both ways. But a lot of people play both ways, the same two positions, right? So a lineman probably is playing lineman on the other side.
Yeah.
A wide receiver is probably playing DB on the other side. So you could easily, put all those same people in a group, in a room. How many? I mean, you got enough coaches to do it. It's not like you have one coach that you just have to watch film as a one unit, Film, so now you're coaching girls varsity basketball. You and the athletic director from another school who had been into a Final Four before as an assistant girls basketball coach had both texted me and said the same exact thing, and I promise you no other coach that has played this girl has any idea how often this one specific girl who is the best or second best player in the league went to the left side. Right-handed player always went to the left, right? I think you told me you called me one day, you're like, dude, 19 out of 23 of her drives were going to the left.
Bro,
nobody's putting that work in. No one is watching that like that.
Nobody's seeing that.
But I gotta give kudos to Coach Bone, because I learned that mentality through him. Playing for him, we watched film and we were taking away what you were best at. And then we were also just doing what we do, but we were trying to figure out what do you do best, and now you're not gonna be able to do that. So what can you do now? And now I love doing it though. It's not just something I want to do it. I want to watch it. I want to help the girls. I'm in that position. I want to put my 100 into it,
It's because you know that it's important and you know that it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just in it for the right reason, really, too. You're trying to help them, and I just feel like nowadays there's a lot of coaches that just get lazy, kind of. Just go through the motions and go out to practice.
And then when they got the teams that are winning, and then they're just content with, just win. No, how about let's take it to the next level. Let's win this district. Let's get beyond that. You got to have goals, or else we're just aimlessly floating and playing this game for fun. And yeah, it is fun, but we should have an objective,
Yeah, for sure. And not to say we didn't do anything constructive during film, but a lot of it was just nice play, or if there was a good hit, hit a couple times.
We obviously had some stuff that was good.
But it was not. It was more of a waste of time than anything, honestly. But
you should have just been watching that at home by yourself, probably.
Or break up in the groups, or do something different. But
yeah, it would also been nice just to honestly have someone show you how to even watch film, because a lot of the times I would watch film at home, but I would just be watching I don't even know. Like,
Yeah.
I'd just be aimlessly watching film, like watching a game, basically.
Yeah, watching the play.
Not even watching, like, what I should have been focused on.
Mhm.
Or like, hey, watch his feet there, or watch this. So that would have been cool just to have someone, teach you that.
We were just watching a YouTube video of, who was it? The Vikings corner, right? Played for the Vikings.
Oh,
What's his name?
yeah.
Gosh. I don't know why I can't think of his name. It's really freaking good.
Shoot.
But he was talking about, he like knows your route by alignment because he's watched so much film, like based on how your feet are, how wide you are outside
That's
the numbers, and he like has it almost figured out before you even do it, and how you come off of the ball.
How you come out of the huddle.
Yeah, with Julio Jones, he's like, you know when Julio Jones is getting the ball when he's not, based on how he comes out of the
The
huddle.
body language.
And like
just studied him
We're
that
always
much.
watching.
Does he
man.
tighten up
that
his
much.
gloves before the route, like, or before the play? Like, it's pretty crazy how deep he is, but that's how you have to be
A good player
to be
great
that good.
player. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That's
Yep.
the difference.
Exactly. But yeah, it's been fun. The training's been fun. Honestly, I was thinking about this today too. If like, let's say the whole Corona thing lasts a little longer than, it looks like it's gonna last a little longer than everybody
Yep.
originally
Oh, yeah.
expected. So let's say that the fall and the spring sports, which are what they're talking about doing, let's say they switch, right? For a lot of these football kids that are showing up, that's the best thing that could ever happen too, because they get that much longer with us if they choose to keep coming. Do you know what I mean? Like, I will make somebody a lot better from now until spring. I'll still make them better from now until August, but that's gonna be a lot smaller of a jump.
So what are you gonna try to do? Like morning sessions with them? You think? Because they got school and stuff. Or?
Well, we'll just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
See what happens. If they're not practicing right after school, if they can do it right after school, make it easy. If the field's open and available, which, what are they gonna? Soccer? They have soccer going on? Like, I don't know what they'll have, but we'll figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
find a way.
Sure.
So what else, Dan? How's the umpire life going? Is that picking up? Is that starting to get crazy right now?
And it's weird because it's just like normal. Like there's nothing different from like the old like last couple years. You know what I
Really?
mean? Like I don't know. I feel like it's one of the sports that like, yeah, everybody's kind of touching the baseball, but we're changing them so much, and no one really touches each other in baseball. So I feel like it's one of those low risk sports that's why it's kind of going right now.
What about so because you're behind the plate most of the time? I didn't even ask this earlier when we were talking about it. You don't have to wear a mask being that close to the catcher.
See, no, and I honestly I feel like the people that are playing baseball or softball, they're just like
Whatever.
yeah, like that's part of the game.
So funny.
And it is weird. Like I have seen some like they've made where umps just call it from behind the pitcher's mound, but like to me that's not real. It's just like I don't know.
I will argue that all the time, dude. I've umpired
Yeah.
behind the plate and in the field. I'm telling you, a lot of the time, especially if I was right behind the pitcher or something, I'll tell you with better accuracy if it was a ball or a strike. Like, they're doing the cameras and like MLB a little bit now, or didn't they do some league? They didn't have an umpire behind the plate. They did it all from.
No, they did have an umpire.
But he didn't call balls and strikes. Or they radioed it to
They
him.
radioed it to him. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Swear.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
It was like a
So he's
test
just
trial.
standing back there just to look like an ump.
Pretty much, yeah. And you still got to call your foul balls, I guess.
How many like was it more accurate compared?
Well,
to
he didn't even get to make a decision.
Yeah,
Right,
both
that's him.
people-
That's what I mean. Was that more
Yeah.
accurate than him doing it himself? Did they like?
I guess
do
they
the-
didn't have a comparison.
See, here's my like bias, I guess, on that just from being in the umpire world. It's like I feel like human error is part of the game on all sides. Players are gonna make mistakes. Umps are gonna miss a
Totally.
call or two, and it's just like that's the gamble of it. If everything is that's the drama of
No,
it, man.
for sure.
I swear, like if it's just a robot back there calling, like who's gonna fucking kick dirt on the ump or freaking get in his nose? Like there's gonna be no fun. Baseball would be even more boring for people who don't understand it.
I umped in Little League I stopped after I got yelled at enough because I was just so bad. I would just get caught just catching flies, man. I would just be forget how many balls and strikes there were on the clicker, and I'd be like,
Oh yeah.
don't ask me. I
Yeah,
would never
it's-
go behind the plate because I was so scared.
Yeah.
I would be like, I can't have.
Well,
that
I was
much
telling
action.
him it's such if I do these 18U kids going to be freshmen in college playing, I do 5 games out in 90-degree heat. I'm doing 3 plate games. I got my Fitbit on, and in the 5 games I got 39,000 steps.
Jeez.
I'm absolutely
That's crazy.
worked, bro. After I do that for 3 days in a row, just worked.
That's crazy.
Want to sleep for a whole day.
Those are long
Oh,
days.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a long time.
And
That's
you have
39,000.
Yeah, and I'm like, how are
That
people
is
like,
so
you're
many.
gonna miss an occasional thing, but I just find it that if you are doing your job, you know what I mean?
God.
The best of your ability, you're fine.
Yeah, I'd have to learn how to
Bro.
sleep standing up.
Dude,
Put some
real.
sunglasses on. Missed that one.
dude, we used to call those 10-second naps, or at least
Yeah.
like, oh, the foul ball went, that's exchange between the
Yeah.
umpire, the catcher, and the pitcher, you might be able to catch one for 10.
I think the worst thing about
Yeah,
umpiring
that's
was
funny.
like getting a shitty tan. Because you would,
Yeah.
Oh, it was
dude,
the
because they come
worst.
down,
And
the
then
shirts
the
come down,
sunglasses.
they
You
see
have to
it,
wear
bro.
sunglasses. I had to,
Yeah.
raccoon eyes for days.
Yeah, that is so
The
true.
only reason I wore sunglasses out in the field was because I'm not a big sunglasses guy, but out there every time, didn't even care if it wasn't sunny. Because I was like, I don't want people to know where I'm
Right,
looking.
he told me he felt invincible.
With
Dude.
a pair of shades
Dude,
on.
put on the
Nobody can
sunglasses.
see me.
Bro, I remember we
It's like
walked
a
out.
persona.
It is, dude.
It is.
We walked out to a game one time, bro. We walked out from the parking lot. We walk up. We do the coin toss. I walk out, and I'm like, I turn around, put my glasses on, and immediately I was like, I'm umping the Little League World Series.
Yeah.
Like, I was locked in, bro.
Locked in.
That was
Oh,
so
man.
fun. But it is fun, like, umpiring with a friend. Because you got that
It's
chit
so
chat
awesome.
between innings and stuff,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, because it can be long days and you want to have it like flow with someone you're like,
Yeah, you try to make it
Cool.
as fun as you can.
right.
We'd always develop little systems, like the hand signals and stuff that meant certain things. Like,
Oh, yeah.
or if he called a ball, I'd like, and I thought it was a strike.
Flapping your
Come
arm.
on.
Yeah,
To left
we
and left
do that.
field.
Yeah. We do a bunch of stuff, and it was,
Yeah,
It
you
was
have
good
to,
times.
man, because in the end of the day, it's just a game. And in the grand scheme of things, what do some of these games mean, dude?
Nothing.
People get too
a lot to
Nah,
parents.
they
A lot
they
to the
get too
parents.
too injected in the game, man. Like, just
Yeah.
let the kids be kids.
Yeah, I've seen, like, I've umped games where, because, like, in Little League, like, girl, guy ump, whatever, doesn't matter. Like, people
Mhm.
just rip them apart, man. Crying. Like, umpires crying.
Oh, dude.
Because they're like,
And
parents care that much.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you guys this:
relax.
why does like an umpire get more abused than like a basketball or like a football ref, or you know what I mean?
Right? And
Yeah.
it's such a, like,
Because there's only two of them out there at times at the high school level.
Yeah.
You know, like basketball, you
Yeah.
got 3 guys. Football, you're like a 5 or 7-man crew.
Maybe it is because it's a slower game. You might
You can
have
just catch
something
everything.
to
I feel
that.
like you
yeah.
just, like, see everything.
But it's like,
Yeah.
dude, if you've
But
umpired,
still,
you know that, like, based on your angle, you might see something different, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's like
Different
none
angles,
of them
different
have the
views.
same
That's one
angle.
of our terms. Different angles,
angles,
different views.
For real though, it's like you might see something completely different, like just, or your eyes might trick you, or so I don't know, but you're not gonna see.
Well,
the same
here's
thing all
like
the
one
time.
example that happened last weekend with that guy that I was umping with. It was a guy on second, hit the right field, bang bang play at the plate, and it was like up the line a little bit towards the third baseline, and the kid made like a squirmy looking trying to effort slide, get out of the way of the catcher, and the home plate ump said that he got him on the foot, and then he like falls over the plate or whatever, and their coaches were like bitching and being like, how does that make sense? That's kind of awkward. Tag him in the foot, but he's a 6-foot body and he's over the plate. Like you know, you gotta deal with that crap. I just want to be like,
Right.
dude, shut up.
Yeah.
like, I
Like,
saw it.
yeah, like, come on, man.
I'm
You're the
here.
coach.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know, I get it. It's baseball. Everyone's got their gonads going. Like, trying to get that roaring, but it's like, it's crazy.
Those being such long days brings me to my next point. Something I think is good to talk about. We would always have to like meal prep for the day because we'd have like 5 or 6 games,
Bro,
and you
they,
have like a 10-minute break really. In
they
between
want to keep the
each.
games rolling. They don't care
Especially in a
about you.
big
You were
tournament,
just out there
so-
for 2
yeah.
hours.
You're just a freaking meal.
Because they
working.
don't want to be behind. Yeah, you are, bro.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be behind. That's the worst thing that can happen is a tournament gets backed up and you got
Oh,
teams
right.
waiting.
I get that, though. I mean, I get it, but
Yeah.
As an
No,
umpire, in a way, I think you want to keep it moving too because,
You get
dude,
done.
if you get done, and if there's been a couple times people have been safe and he's called them out because it's time to go. But
no, sir. No, sir. Arbitrator of fair play.
but like you want,
Well, you're getting paid by the game, not by the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's different. So what we're kind of talking about is summer ball, when there's a million teams, million tournaments, different age groups and all that. It's different like when you're doing a high school doubleheader or you're going to do a series in college or a 3-game series. Like, that's different. You're locked in for one plate game out of those 3 and you got a crew and you're rotating, but like, fuck up, your ratings get bad.
Yeah,
They might
it
not call you
matters.
back. It matters.
yeah,
Summer, it's more like, let's keep the games rolling, do your job.
like AAU basketball.
Yeah.
It's like a little
Makes
more
sense.
laid back.
Makes sense.
But meal prepping, I remember, dude, this is back in the day. we used to just pack up on freaking those pure protein bars. We'd eat like
Oh, yeah.
4 of those.
Dude,
in one
but then
day.
we'd always do those sandwiches too. I just feel like it was like wheat bread and turkey. Just
Or bring like
that much turkey. And
Yeah.
two slices
Dude,
of bread.
literally.
Yeah.
I remember we almost used to think like we got to eat so much, dude, because we're just sweating out everything,
whole
and it's
time.
kind of true. Because I come back and I feel deflated.
That,
Yeah,
dude.
40,000 steps in a
Bro.
day, man. You're ripping calories.
Bro.
Yeah. And you gotta think every pitch is a squat if you're behind the plate.
Dude, a legit one.
Walking out of there like a
There's also been
ride a
times,
horse.
for real, dude. There's also been times where, like, I didn't like going behind the plate. I hated going behind the plate.
I
It's
did,
like,
too.
you know, it's more
Not me.
nerve-wracking. But Tanner's already went behind the plate for 4 games. There's 2 games left. I was supposed to do it. I'm like, dude, I will give you $100. Like,
He did. He would. He would give me like 100 or like 75 of his check at the
Yeah.
end, just so I would do all the plate.
so
games.
I mean, please just do this, bro. Please.
Well, I remember when like you officially like quit is when you had to do that plate game for the championship. A 14U, and it was Meridian Beaverton, bro.
Bro.
Remember there was a lot of people there, and you're like,
You were nervous.
Bro,
The beads of sweat rolling.
like I think both teams knew I should have been doing the plate, but I had like coached all those Meridian kids.
Well, dude, didn't they just play in the semifinals right before that, and you were behind the plate, and then we go to the finals, or something happened. They played not that long ago. He was behind the plate. They all know him. They've all had him umpire for 8 years already.
Who's this square
And
in
then
the back?
I go back. I got my
You.
pants are too big. Like I'm ducking
No,
out of the way
He's
of
wearing
ball.
stuff I found at like
Dude, yeah.
Salvation Army,
I
bro.
got like size 40 pants.
Bro, rolls him up. He's wearing like my play hat out there with a
Bro.
bill like this big.
Just set him up to fail.
Oh,
You did,
bro.
like immediately.
He put no. We got him a fish out.
Did you
Oh man.
did you get yelled at?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
bro,
got
that championship
You-
game.
That was he was
Yeah.
working up some tears, wasn't he? He was
Bro,
about to walk
I'm
out
out there sweating balls, getting yelled at. Dude, there's a fucking grandpa behind me. Doesn't matter if it's a ball or a strike. He just wants to argue.
He can't see.
He just wants to say
There's a
something.
back in the innings, bro. He comes out to me
Dude.
like the top of the or the bottom of the first inning. Bro, that old man says one more fucking thing. No, I just remember going back there and be like, dude, am I not like calling strikes or not? What am I doing? I'm like, bro, call more strikes. Like,
He's like,
balls
get it
get
a
you
little
in
bigger,
trouble
make
in
it a little
baseball,
bigger.
bro.
Really?
But
I'm-
dude, we're on. This is when these kids like.
They're
You know
good.
that age where you can throw like 75 miles an hour and you're like from here to the camera away
Yeah.
from the batter and it's like, wow, dude. And they got
Coming.
curveballs that I've already stepped out, looked the other way, and then the ball decides to
That
break
was his
down.
classic. If it was coming below the shins, Ryan was out of
Oh,
there.
I was lifting my foot up, dude. I don't trust the catcher, the 12-year-old in front of me to save me
I
from
feel like
a 75-mile-an-hour baseball, bro.
Yeah.
Doesn't even know if he swung the bat. He calls the ball.
Dude, there's a couple times where like I would like blink and be like, shit, did he swing?
No, but you
Yeah.
actually you were good in the field. I like how
I
because you
was
moved
great
well
in the field, bro.
Bro.
Anybody's good.
No, bro, it's different. Like there is some weird shit when
no,
you
I
get
know,
into it, but
that's
it's like, yeah, because it's only like a few calls so often and whatever.
Right.
Dude, but again, in that
That's where
age,
you that's where you can get caught sleeping. That's where
Mhm.
I've missed plays at first base because
Hey.
I'm like, oh,
Bro,
in the wrong
let me
spot or
talk to you
something,
about
yeah.
the difference between softball and baseball. I had Northwood and SVSU this year for softball.
I've seen how softball's so much faster. Don't
Bro,
you
I
think
had 10 bang bang plays. I'm talking like you could see a sliver if they were safer out, man. And it was just like, holy shite, dude, this is for real.
for real. Dang.
the Little League and softball is such a small field, dude, that there's not a lot of room for
Everybody's
mess up.
on top of you, including
Mhm.
fans.
And the 12-year-olds make mistakes, dude. Like they pull their foot off the bag, they bobble the ball, they drop the ball, they
They block the base
slide,
without the
yeah,
ball.
or they get off of the base on accident, or they round the base the wrong way, and like
That's where you really learn to
it gets
those
crazy,
levels.
bro.
Yeah.
What do you guys think the hardest sport is to like get in shape for?
soccer,
like
or
that.
basketball.
Out of the three, like or
Or-
four, soccer honestly is probably the
Tough.
most. If you're like a forward,
Midfielder, bro, running the whole
yeah,
field.
maybe that's what I meant. Yeah, that's like
forwards, scorers.
yeah, midfielder where they are literally up and down the field. That's
I've never played
intense.
soccer, so I don't know.
I feel like basketball if you're thinking stamina because it's.
I think basketball's hard, dude. It's so up and down, stop and start, cut and jump and run and change of
everything
direction
you
and
got.
pace and
Yeah, dude, my dad
turnovers.
will bitch at me to this day because how out of shape I was my senior year.
Really?
He's like, you'd be running down the court flagging your coach down to pull you out. And he was so pissed that I was doing that.
Is that
Hated
true?
it. Dude, I mean, kinda. But I was like in shape. But yeah, I could agree. I mean, when you're up and down, when there's a play,
Dude.
breakaway layup. Oh, missed it. Another like just flying down the court
Up-tempo.
2 or
Yeah.
3 times, man. It's like what?
Yeah, and then if
dead.
both teams are pressing at the same time,
Yeah, it's
like,
no joke.
Or if a team moves the ball well. Even when we play with the old guys, they move the ball so good and move around that you are flying around like you're like a chicken with your head cut
And
off.
it's
You
one
don't know what's
possession
going
and
on.
you're dead.
Mhm.
And you're like, now I gotta go play offense and
Yeah.
try that hard. No, I'll sit at the 3-point line and take a
chuck a
breather.
three.
Yeah.
and I think that's the difference in some programs, especially around here. They don't condition. Like, I mean, I've seen practices, been part of practices where we're running a ladder at the beginning, and then, oh, boys, we scrimmage pretty much all practice and it's skill work. Now we're doing another ladder. Like,
Tanner,
it's crazy.
this is funny. Okay, tell Todd what your warm up was like for basketball this year for your girls varsity team. What you would do for them, if you remember exactly how it went, because you told me one time, and I was like, I would quit. I would not
Wow.
play.
I don't think it's that intense, but so we have the big gym in Meridian, obviously.
Yeah.
It's longer.
Yeah.
So really, they should
It's-
forfeit every win they've ever had on there. To be honest,
It's like 94 foot. It's like
College.
a legit court. Yeah.
college court.
So we would do, and I'd always do what I think is huge too, offhand stuff. You have to dribble with the basketball, and you have to do 5 laps. We have to do 5 laps all the way up the stairs and up the balcony and back
Oh,
down.
jeez.
And our stairs are like 28 steps, I think, to go
Lot
up.
of steps.
To do 5, and then we do the full court there and back, high knees, full court there and back, butt kickers, karaoke,
sweating.
all that. Then we do bear crawls.
At basketball, dog.
Yeah, army crawls,
How many people
lunges, none.
quit? Wow.
That's a warm up.
Surprising.
Now, that was more tailored to like beginning of the season, after Christmas break. Then we'd cut it down to like half court and stuff, or
Sure,
then I would
yeah.
do 2 laps because there's so many other things we gotta learn.
So
But-
important though.
Building mental toughness right to start, like who can get through this, and then how about if you're the girl who can do it kind of good, and then you don't encourage the girl who can't do it, then okay, we're gonna do another one.
Yeah.
And dude, I
That's
was,
a lot though.
It's
It
a
is.
lot.
That's good though.
I mean, I feel like it's the
You
only
didn't
way to
even
hang
think.
around
Yeah. So what's
when you don't have a lot of talent.
there's more?
Is there
Army
more
crawl?
than that?
Army crawl.
After you
What's
do your
after
bear
army?
crawl and army crawl, you do your crab walk.
We do lunges to half court and back with no steps in between.
That's so big, dude. Lunges with no steps in between. You tell just a kid to lunge, and you're really
Bro, they
thinking
don't
about it.
do a lot of
15
stuff,
steps
and
in
I would
between
do,
another
and I would do the stuff with them to show them, hey, I'm not making you do something that I haven't already done or I won't do
Mhm.
that I don't believe is gonna make you get better.
Mhm.
Like,
For sure.
so I think that they respond to that, and I think it's good. Like we jog, like my 2 big rules: you jog from when we're done with the drill to another drill or to a drink and back, and you do not sit down unless you're gonna pass out or something. We're not sitting down. This is not the couch. It's not at home. We're here to
Yeah.
work. And I think a huge thing that I don't know if a lot of coaches do this, but I use a scoreboard every day in practice, and I time like, one drill is 4 minutes, or we're scrimmaging for 8 minutes and jumping back, and I have found that has made like practices more intense, sharp, and every drill has a winner or a loser. Everyone competition,
good.
bro, and then there's a penalty for it. Oh, maybe it'd be 10 push-ups or whatever, a down and back or suicide. But breed competition, or else sometimes I feel like athletes, they're high school kids. They got so much going on in their lives. Maybe they don't remember to turn it on today. You got to spark that in them. That's
Right.
part of your job.
And you want them to think that it's like play more than you want them to think that it's work. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you take that, oh, we're working really hard out of the equation when you make that game out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you always say? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I just said that today.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron, dude.
Yeah, like the competitions.
Yeah.
The one-on-ones at the end of our stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Yes,
nobody
you want
wants to
that.
get punked out in that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
down to the then you'll see the best reps like on
Mhm.
one-on-ones because everyone's trying to either burn a guy or not trying to get bumped.
yeah,
Giving it their everything.
yeah. And especially when we got the camera out. It's so, dude, that's
Oh
another
my
thing.
word, that is
It's
so
funny, dude. And same thing with lifting, but with these kids, like, if they're not doing like their reps the right way, and like if we say something to them, they're still not doing it
Say
right.
it like 3 times.
Yeah, we'll come out, we'll bring the camera, and we'll just bring the camera out, start recording. Like, all right, you're on film. The reps will completely change.
Great.
The quality of the
So
rep will
funny.
completely change. because now they know, hey, this might
This
go on
could be-
Facebook.
yeah,
This might go on the
somebody
gram.
else is gonna see it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
It is funny.
Just the other day, yesterday, we were doing this drill where quarterback would be back here, we'd be running our arms and our feet, and we'd say ball, and we'd stop, turn, catch, supposed to tuck it, right?
Yeah.
And then give it back. And this one kid never tucks the ball. Todd's like, you guys better be tucking, I'll knock it out of there, like saying he's just gonna knock the ball away. I'm like, you could knock the ball out of his hands because he hasn't tucked the ball in 12 sessions or whatever. And and I had it on film. We watch it, he catches, tucks it, and just starts smiling like
Yeah,
crazy.
like he knows. Like,
I know
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't normally do this.
Yeah, they just get lazy.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. I love doing it, and something that we have done, dude, is we have done this 100% for free. Like, we haven't collected $1 from it. And
Yeah.
I think
I don't
that's
think a lot
huge.
of people even know that. I think people probably maybe even think we're just trying to make money off it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, did you guys
I mean-
originally post that like you were gonna charge?
We were.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
just talked about it, and like it was so rewarding after like the first session and seeing people improve. Like
Yep.
halfway through the thing, we're like, dude, we don't need to charge anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we're
let's just
getting
get these guys good.
Yeah.
You know, let's help them improve their game. If they want to show up on 90-degree days,
and they have, dude.
yeah,
This
or
last 2 weeks.
95 on the turf, whatever it is, it's like, dude, yeah, we don't need to charge people. Why?
Yeah.
Mm.
You're gonna get a lot back from other people just because of that, man. I think that's huge.
That's what we think too. That's kind of like our whole idea is like give, provide value, and then like in the long term, the
Simple
business
done.
structure, like it's all gonna come back because you've already like developed that.
You're definitely putting in the
Persona.
work, so that part's
You know.
taken care of.
Yeah, and it's cool too because there hasn't been a day that we haven't been like we start at 5. We'll get together. We'll get to the field like 4:20 or 4:30 and walk through all the drills. But we've already planned out all the drills
We've already been
beforehand.
together early in the morning.
You know, we've already talked about it. Like, there's a lot more time that goes into it for us than
just showing up.
than going through the hour and a half session. And then we edit the video and take the video and put the video all together. And like, that does end up taking up a lot of freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably people don't understand, but I don't care that they don't understand.
Same,
but
because
it's
I'm
like-
not doing it for
Yeah.
recognition or anything like that. It's just like we said.
But it's cool, man. I love like sports. I've always loved my whole life. I know you guys have too. But being able to like coach or train someone too is just it's rewarding, dude. It's so rewarding. It feels
And
good.
to try to be like better than what you had. You know.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
a huge thing. You know, what did I not get when I was in high school? Like, what were
Yeah.
the things that I
That
missed
would have
out
helped
on?
me.
Yep.
And you realize that once you're older. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to college and you know we had to bench 185 or 225. Put 180. I told coaches like, hey, I can't do 225. Felt horrible for even having to say that. There's no reason that I should not be able to do 225, right? And I went to 185, and I think I did it like 3 times, and that was it. And I'm like, wow, that's how much like strength training I had. That I
Yeah.
could do 185 pounds 3 times. That's
Nice.
ridiculous, man. That's not okay. That's not okay, especially if you're an all-state football player. Like, you should be able to do that more than that. It wasn't like I was 110 pounds.
So okay, let me ask you this: when do you think athletes should, start hitting iron? What grade? What age?
Dude, tough question. You know, I wouldn't take this down and constrict it to iron. Like, I wouldn't take it down to dumbbells and weights and stuff. But resistance training, I honestly, truly feel like earlier than most people would, but with proper like form and coaching and stuff. You know, you don't want to create bad habits. You don't want to create like different muscle imbalances. You know, by just trying to do stuff wrong or lift heavy. Like, you know, you can start out with your body weight stuff
That's what I was
freaking
about to say.
as
Body
early
weight.
as you can, like, control your body a little bit. Like, honestly, like 5-year-olds could be doing knee push-ups and stuff. They want
yeah,
it to, like,
lunges, I mean, like,
know?
obviously.
Yeah.
but as you get older, I would say, I don't know, I think a good place to start is just like an easy thing to say to kids is like, once you hit like 7th grade, it's probably
Middle school. Even
time to,
5th grade, man.
yeah, probably
Fifth
time to
grade,
start doing
Crazy.
something.
Because when did you guys start lifting weights?
I didn't like
Freshman
high
year,
school.
sophomore year,
I
but
mean,
I barely did.
I guess you could say yes. I was in the weight room. I had weightlifting class, but I didn't.
like half-assed.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
ever focus on that or anything like that after high school. And it's crazy because once I did start lifting after high school, that's when I'm more athletic now,
Yeah.
way stronger, way faster.
Todd's a D1 receiver right now.
And
for
it's
real,
nuts.
bro.
It's like, if I would have put that much time, you
Yeah.
know, in high school, obviously everybody says that once they leave. They're
Yeah,
like,
but
look at
because
all
it's
this time I
true,
wasted.
dude.
Right, and I know, and everyone reiterates that and says it, but yeah, it is nuts. Like, once you really start so back to like lifting, I think if you were to take that stuff serious in high school, or even in middle school, you went, you know, from being here to here, that fast.
Yeah.
I think something that is important for kids too, especially kids that think that they're like good, right? Like I thought I was good. My brother thought he was good. My brother thought he was like doing enough work. Do you know what I mean?
Because he was a stud. Like he was the best.
Yeah, he's
around.
comparing it. He's comparing himself to like his peers, right? Like you can't always do that if you're trying to be really good or great at something. You have to already compare yourself. Maybe people that are your same age, but what are they doing at like the top of the line at my age? So like I would tell Brennan, you know, okay, you're a junior going into your senior year. You're the best in the area. What is the best junior in the country doing right now? Are you working as hard as that kid?
Your brother had that, man. He had you. He had someone pushing him,
For sure.
And
showing him what you didn't have, man.
Agreed, and I'm telling you, he will still to this day be like, dude, I did not do enough even at all. Like, you know, he really didn't start hitting it until summer going into his senior year. And he gained close to 20 pounds going into his senior year. And he became like a dude that was just juking and stuff to a dude that he'll smack you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, if he has to put his shoulder down, he will. He wasn't afraid of that at all. And he's very durable. Never got hurt. Had a lot of over 100 carries. Like
Specimen, bro. Your brother's a real deal.
Yeah,
man.
and just watching his work ethic now, even like, you know, he's back for the summer. It's been cool to see he's back for the summer. You know, a lot of kids his age are getting together like probably Wednesdays, Thursdays, Tuesdays, getting drunk, partying, and everything.
Yeah.
He's just staying home,
Yeah.
chilling, working out every day. You know,
Yeah.
like
Bro,
he
he's
knows
getting
that he wants to
those
play college
leadership
football.
qualities, too.
Yep, and he's there. He's working out literally every day.
And dude, he like, I think this football thing has been good for him too because he comes into it now where he is looked at as that dude. So now he like tries to like teach a little bit too here and there when he can.
Oh, our training stuff.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I can see that in the videos, kind of.
Yeah, and he tries to like set, you know, because he's had his hamstrings been tweaking a little bit. So a few days he's just done a few things and then, you know, watch and help coach and video and stuff, which is awesome that he's doing that. But he like wants those kids to know, like, you got to keep working, you know. He's even trained some middle schoolers out in the field, and he's like, you got to
Being
start
that
now,
example,
you
man.
know. Yeah, which is cool.
He's got his head in the right place.
Yeah, it's cool to see for sure.